Right, looks like we're live. This is Unravel. Wait, which one's good? I think it's because it's alternating. This is a lovely game that has some frustrating moments. Maybe not to the degree of sort of Little Big Planet when you're trying to 100% it, but it's certainly frustrating. Now, I have played the game in full. That's quite a while ago. When was that, actually? Last April. Okay. It's about a year. Finishing the game gets you all these little knitted patterns for all these creatures. That basically shows you that I've finished the game. This is the overworld, the sort of the level picker. And the first level is this one here. I guess let's play it front to back. 'Cause, I'm okay doing that, actually. Now, there's some absolutely gorgeous music in this, but at times, weary, draining, because it's just got this, I don't know, just this feeling that you're at a funeral. So hopefully we can add some levity to it and enjoy ourselves. Wow, we really want to grab butterflies, don't we? Now, it's lovely how they've obviously got a world behind us, and you can see that we can't reach that. However, if we pull this over, we can extend our life by... There you go, see? So, the game visually shows you how much of Yarny, or how far you can get from these tether points. And at times, that's a mechanic you have to use. Right. If you run. Right. So you can grab things and pull them. And then you can pull yourself up along your tether, your cable, whatever you want to call it, with R2. So now we can pull it back and then mount this by mantling our very own body. It's kind of weird, but very neat. Now, of course, you can swing, and the other thing you can do is climb up and tether yourself, so it's a fixed point. Now, we don't want to do that because we do, however, want to keep going. The other thing is, when you undo from the tether point, it will immediately disconnect you, so obviously you need to lasso back onto it. We're not going to go for 100% on this playthrough. I've picked up all of the collectibles already, so we're just going to enjoy ourselves. This thing's kind of weird because it isn't as frequent as you'd expect. If you can see the little particles going upwards. They say glitter, but it's more like a upward snow. Yeah, it doesn't occur in all the levels, so when it does occur, it's kind of easy to forget it exists, and I've done that a couple of times in this game. Which, you know, it's only a minor knock. The other thing is, I said that you can climb the rope you've got. Now I can hold it and pull, so it actually tensions the rope behind us. And the purpose of that, you'll see later, is that you can pull items by tethering to them. Now, what I'm going to do here, as you can see, I've undone those knots, but the knot that I've left there has kept the fixed point in my rope. So you've got all of this excess beforehand, which means that I can go less far. So if I tether to this, or rather lasso, right, pull up, and then untie, I'm still hanging from it, but I gain all the previous excess that had been loose. Anyway, that's that demonstrated. We don't actually need to go left apart from for a collectible as far as I'm aware. So. Now the other thing I can do is I can tether there, come back, and loosen these, just to get us a bit more right. Not that it's important actually at this stage. The other thing you'll notice is the branch above me, I walked all the way to that tip on the left hand side of the screen. Not where the little branches are, but it has this odd thing where the yarns can pass stuff that I'm stood on, and yet they get stuck on objects that come into the screen. So at times the rope will behave differently than you think it might. Again, it's just a little something you can trip on. So now we do the same thing. Yeah, it's just telling us now that we can do this, and then we do that. And then what we can actually do is, as you can see, you climb up from the lasso point. Sorry, I keep saying lasso wrong. It sounds a bit weird. Pull the left stick down. Right, so standard platforming techniques. The other thing is you can die from fall damage in this, so I want to obviously be a bit careful about that. Whoop. No, I don't see any whirling lights, but I guess it was around the point. Right. So the other thing this game, as it did there with the apple falling onto the rope, it's showing you basically that items can be transported over these. I'm not even sure what you call them. Trampoline ropes that you make. So as you can see there, I pulled it past it, and now I can pull it over the top of it. So once it's on the top of these trampolines, it's on top of it, and that happens with fairly sizable objects as well, buckets, sort of bits and bobs. So right, let's keep going. Now I don't obviously need to keep this here, so it's going. Now I just need to push. And as you can see, we've made a bridge for ourselves with apples. We can drown, even though obviously we're just wool. We have no lungs. Water is bad for us, which is weird. I mean, you could hypothesise that, like a woolly jumper, you'd stretch and distort, and it might be bad for you. But this game is like, water's bad for you. Right, hold to restart. And I love the little just the interactable objects. It just shows there's a bit of dynamism. And obviously the grass is flicking out. There we go, we've gone from one person's house to another. Now this is one of the objects that firmly makes you aware of, at times, how confusing it can be with the multi-dimensional platforming. Anyway, let's pull this thistle down so we get access to this rope. Seem to remember there's a collectible over to the right. Yeah. You see that little red glitter? There's a button here that I've obviously picked up already. Now, see how these sunflowers are suspending my rope? It's interesting at times. Right. Now that deck chair, what I could have done is popped it open and then kept climbing over the top, but we don't need to do that. Now here is a bicycle, and as I said with objects, you can pull them along. And we want to obviously get on it. You see, you can stand on these objects like it's a 2D physical object. The problem is you can't... I've been crushed by this before, so I'm just being a bit careful to not get in the way of it. And as you can see there with the little knots in his rope, it shows you that you're getting towards the end of being able to move with him. So, oh, do we climb the tree? Yeah, my bad. Right, so tether up there, and we're using the same mechanic for pulling stuff, using L2 to hold at a fixed distance, and then we lasso up, fix ourselves off, right. Whoop. Gonna undo that. Now, if you saw earlier, there was a sparkly thing just here, so that's another button you can collect. But we've got it already, so... cool. And then at times during the game it just shows a little pictorial representation of a memory. Right, so we have a sand pit here. Let's climb down. Let's get this letter block over it. There's a hedgehog. Hello? That's just a counterweight. It's quite remarkable how light we are as a character. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Okay. I was hoping we'd be able to pull it. I'm not sure how clear it's going to be on the stream, but the white bucket in the background there shows obvious pixelation, like they're doing a quarter res blur, which is fine. It is interesting how they're technically doing the game. It's of all the scenes, that's probably the most obvious technical sort of thing, I guess. I mean, obviously there's aliasing on objects. Like, see the white planks to the right side of the screen. The top one is blinking at the moment because of it's not thick enough to cause the right amount of accumulation, I was going to say, but I'm not entirely sure the right word to use there. But the game, I mean, just that atmosphere, it does really well with the fog. And, oh, what am I doing? But basically that's another button. There's no other reason to go there. We landed on a nice autumnal pile of leaves. And that's one of our first items for the book. So that's the first level done. A slightly frustrating thing is that we have to navigate the overworld to find the levels we want to play next, which is a bit frustrating. And this is just memories of the family that obviously looked after us. And these are all obviously the photos that we get from picking all those memories up. So the next one's the sea. Let's go get it. So you can see we've picked all the secrets up. The top left one I think is without dying, and I forget what the I forget everything. It's so you can see I've not been able to complete these levels without dying. The water one especially, because it's just got a couple of moments where it's kind of easy to, I don't say get one-shotted, but just die. The crabs, I found, can be frustrating. Right, so let's go up here. Jump here. I didn't think this was the start of the level. Do I want to restart level? There we go. Okay, so it must have that must have been from the last time I was trying to complete it without dying. I'd probably rage quit, knowing me, because those crabs are pretty annoying. Right. So we have a slightly more up-tempo track now in the background. Oh right, we start at like a public park sort of thing. And there's what you could arguably call a picnic area sort of thing. So the reason I jumped off to the right there of the telescope is that if I'd have attached it at the top it would have looped around this nut here. Let me show you. Let me drop down. Oops. Oh. Thinking about it, I'm not sure I'll be able to. Okay, potentially not the best example. I should have thought about that. I should have tied it on, showed you, and then shown you, sorry, and then demonstrated. Now, oddly, this can be quite easy, but sometimes I just miss the jump to the left. There you go. Now, all we're doing, as you can see, is jumping to the left side, and not even doing that well, apparently. There we go. So guess what we're doing? Obviously you can see a kite up in the top right. Oh. Apparently we're falling to the ground. Now this falls down due to gravity. It has problems with collisions with the branches. Yarny can also quite easily die by getting caught in branches. So there we go, okay. First time I did that, I died. I know it shouldn't be a surprise, but... Whee! So I was trying to be cute and get there in the first go, but I guess inertia did not like me. There we go. Now, falling from that height will kill you, which is kind of frustrating. I know this because I might have played this level a few times. So what we're doing here is making ourselves a little ramp to get to the other side of this little crevice. Apparently I cannot grab... There we go. Come on. That should be enough. There we go. Oh. Of course I nearly killed myself. There's a crab down there if you didn't notice. Now they're nippy little buggers. I'm going to kill myself. Great. Whoops. I should have been a little more patient there. I'm not entirely sure if I needed to get that rope, but I went for it anyway. Missed it again. With the water, it's a case of if you're not right next to something you can easily pull yourself up to, you're going to die. And here I managed to pull back on my own rope, because that's an option. And that's what I was doing the first time, pulling up on the rope. The thing is, as soon as you give yourself too much excess, you're buggered, basically. Right, so let's grapple onto here. Grapple onto here. And of course, because now we've come back to the right and we didn't tether ourselves off, we have more rope to work with. Now we can actually abseil down here slowly, but we're not going to. Because the game wants us to tumble, so that it looks cool. that's obviously a completely pointless tether point as far as I know. Right. Now, as you can see here, the water goes up and down, which can be a trouble. Now, as you can see, this rope does give us more leeway, but it also tethers this in this really weird. And it's kind of odd, isn't it? I was trying to go for the right. There's no easy way to determine what it's going to select when you're trying to lasso. So this point's lower, so we can die. Actually, we can die more easily here for just falling in the water. Right. There we go. So that's that section done. Now we actually hang from the underside of this. There we go. That jumping puzzle can also let you get a button at the end of the pier there, so. But we don't need it, so we're not going to look. Now here's one of these climbing puzzles. And the purpose there is just to pull the crab down so you can jump on his back. However, not all crabs are going to be that welcoming. We're very lucky that crab didn't decide to snap at us. And another memory. Can't even see what that is. It's all a blur. Ooh. Also, you're meant to die at these points to remind you that Yanni doesn't like water. Now, this puzzle I thought was kind of neat. Because this buoy floats. So what we actually do is put it under this I guess it's meant to be a flooding measure. Right, and we quickly... Oh, I may have killed myself. No, okay. I'd say, hang on, I've lassoed to that point, why is it not letting me? Why is it? There we go. Now, following the logic of this game, anything that comes up here should actually then stick to this layer. So the water should bring the boy up here. However, it looks like I need to do a bit more to encourage it. Woo! There we go. Right, so now it's up here. However, we want to actually get it on this level. So we want to push it over there. Back here. Wait for a second. Undo that. Wrap it up. Wait for the water. And it should let us get it to the next area. There we go. And that's that fun section. So far it's been pretty simple. Just, you know, here's a puzzle, do this thing, do that thing. You know, simple. When it comes to these pretty mean crabs, this puzzle is where the game loaded earlier. We have to get to the other side of this thing without getting, obviously, nibbled by the crabs. And I don't think I've played enough to work out a good strategy yet. The thing is, if I land here, the crabs obviously will all come this way. So that's how we get past that. You basically distract them. Now this is a neat puzzle. What we want to do is tether over, climb here, and then this is... It's like, hang on, how did I... Okay, I need to... There we go. So that's how we get in the shed. And what we want to do is activate this lovely boat. Right, so we're on the boat. We need to start the engine. That's not it. Come on. Okay. Then oh. May have miscalculated. There we go. So that's the second level of the sea. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I think I'm going to do shorter episodes for this. Maybe to contain my rage, or maybe just to make the episodes not 2 hours long that I've been making recently. So, thanks for watching me play Unravel. Probably going to have 4 more, so we might even keep doing this for next week as well. So anyhow, thanks for watching.